Hello. So the world wants to know about the new movie you'll be starring in, that you'll be starring and producing in, Paranormal Apocalypse. Can you tell us a little more about that?
Yeah, it starts off, everybody's hearing noises coming from the house after a strange man dies there. So then a 14-year-old and 8-year-old travel to find the source. But you know how most ghosts are like, you can feel through them and everything? That ghost is, he's like solid. He's like an actual person. He was resurrected by the devil and put back on Earth. But he's doomed to wear a mask. Probably from the movie. You all know of Scream, but Michael Myers, the Halloween mask was out even before Halloween came out. It was just like a regular mask, so. That's kind of the setting in this. It does take place during daytime, too. It will look like that. It kind of just looks like a Scarecrow version of a Scream. Of Ghostface.
So,
and eventually, after the 14-year-old and the 8-year-old solve the case at that house, the 8-year-old dies 2 weeks later in a car crash, and then it converts to a 14-year-old and a 13-year-old, which they hear the exact same things about another house, which then it is just using a plain skull mask. But there is one ghost that is completely, like, you can't see it at all. And mainly the 13-year-old mainly gets lost everywhere. Like, he's getting, like, dragged into places, like, dragged under floors and everything. And nobody knows where he is.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Fantastic. They also want to know about the new books that you're making. You're writing, that you'll be publishing.
Oh, Space Apocalypse,
yes.
Yeah. It's about a guy who lives in Georgia. But everybody keeps seeing sightings of spacecrafts and everything. So he thinks it's fake.
Yeah.
But he sees 3 figures behind his shed, and they take his dog.
Yeah.
He thinks it's dead, but then later the next day, somebody comes up to him screaming, "Help me, help me, help me," and his back is on fire. So he falls to the ground. He doesn't notice anything. But then, this is all happening at night, though, and the next morning, when police and everything are at the scene, he walks back and notices an insignia that looks like it could be an alien message. But he still doesn't want to believe it. But then later that night, when he's walking home from taking a long walk, he sees a flashing green light above his house with a weird spacecraft probably about a couple 100,000 feet above his house. He runs there. The next thing he knows, everything just goes black. Then he's inside of the ship, but he doesn't know it. And he turns over and sees that his wife has been killed. Completely decapitated. But then the U.S. Army finds a way to take down the spacecraft, which he is then rushed out, which he then finds out something I cannot tell you yet. You will have to find out on your own. And I can't really tell you much more after that, because, like, everything else is...
So, you want to know, why do all your, like, the movies and books that you make all end in apocalypse?
We see the hearings and the sayings of Doomsday coming this year. It just sparks something inside of me. People want to hear about the ways that the world is able to end.
Yes.
And they want to know if it's going to end, how it's going to end, if it's going to end in Armageddon versus God and the devil, if it's going to end in just a meteor, if it's going to end in whatever. But I also think that it's not going to happen because they went through this tons of times and found out that, well, obviously they found out it didn't happen or we wouldn't be here right now. That's pretty much just about it, about that.
So, they've been saying saying that the world would like end in 2000, in 2006, in 1997, and they've all been wrong.
In 1999.
In 1999, yes. And
they've all been wrong. But most people think that this time it is true because it speaks of Armageddon in the Holy Bible at the very end of the... I'm not 100%. I think it might be the New Testament, but it might also be the Old Testament. That Armageddon was going to be God and the devil clash into one ultimate battle when God will most likely win and seal Satan at the bottom of the lake of fire where he is chained and cannot get out. And all the believers and followers that are still worthy, he'll send up to heaven before Armageddon. Like it's just like a plague. Kind of like zombies. They think that it'll probably... This is what I think. It's probably just going to be like a plague that he sends on Earth, where everybody pretty much turns into zombies. But the angels that come out of the bodies when they are infected are fighting on God's side. But all the zombies, as you know, are pretty retarded. So it's not like they're going to be any use to the devil. But you got to think, there have been a lot of dictators and stuff like that that have been trying, that God's tired of, and probably sent down there. So he does have Satan may have a pretty strong army, but God is almighty. So
exactly. And have you been hearing about the zombie-related incidents in Miami? About the new drug that they've been using that can make people actually become, like, eat other people's, like, flesh.
You see, that's just a drug addiction that drives you nuts while you are either high or just influenced by drugs. It's not anything like that. Like, as you know, Nirvana, Kurt Cobain shot himself from drugs. It makes you do stupid stuff, so it's probably not the drug itself doing it. It's just the people that are reacting to how they use the drug. But there have been, in California, mad cow disease, and that's what many people think is the plague for zombies. So when people think about doomsday and mad cow disease coming, that's when the prophecy between Armageddon and my belief of how it's going to start comes in handy, because, I mean, mad cow disease and zombies, but he's going to send all his believers up to heaven, and all the non-believers down there, so... That kind of gets you thinking. This is where I came up with the theory. When you turn into a zombie, your soul leaves the lifeless body and goes to heaven, where you'll probably be tested to become an archangel and fight with God. But also, you could just sit there and wait, like... It's just kind of hard to explain.
So it's pretty obvious that you are a Christian.
Yes.
Have you,
Well, technically, some people could think that I'm Jewish because I never said anything about Jesus. But yes, I do believe in him.
Have you, participated in the church? Or...
Yes, the First Church of God. I don't know exactly where it is because I really never paid attention. I just went there, left.
Okay. So they've been, about the, incidents in Miami. When the police have shot the, so-called zombie, it took around, 8 to 12 bullets to finally take down the, so-called, zombie.
It's adrenaline. They think he's a zombie because he got all beat up, probably in a fight, from getting drunk and the use of the drug at the same time. So he probably got beat up in a bar fight or something. And the drug and the alcohol probably put adrenaline on him, so it would, like, his heart would pump more. So when he gets shot, it would just slow down. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm sure it's not a zombie.
Yes.
but it's just kind of hard to believe that there's zombies coming. I mean, this is something that they've been thinking of for who knows how long to scare people, and it's kind of hard to believe that it's actually going to come true.
Exactly. And, so, we're going to wrap it up with a few more questions. One of these is, you got so famous on everything else. How do you think the one thing that sets you apart from everybody else, what is that one thing?
Well, I've been really creative. I can think of music right off the top of my head. When some writers, they have to sit there for hours just to think of one perfect lyric. When if I think of like a regular song, but then I kind of mix up the beat and everything, and add my own lyrics, eventually it'll fall in, and I'll be able to just easily turn that into a real song. Most people say that I copy off of my friends, but I don't. And also, I know a lot of people are better at drawing than me, but like none of them can think of the stuff that I draw. I'm mainly into aliens and stuff like that, so I'll draw like new versions of alien life forms, stuff like that. Stuff off of TV, robots, kind of sci-fi stuff. That's mainly what I like.
Exactly. So, out of all the movies that you have seen, other people produce, and direct.
You're probably gonna ask my favorite.
Yes.
That would be Zombieland.
Zombieland. I can tell why you would find that the most. Yeah. So.
Because there's zombies and it's comedy.
Exactly. Who doesn't like zombies and comedy?
Well, most people don't like comedy and most people don't like zombies.
So that's why it'd be perfect for them to watch it.
Perfect for the people that like zombies or comedy, or the people that like both, like me.
Exactly. So, we're going to leave it with this question. What would you rate this interview? Out of a 1 to 10.
I'd say about 8, 9.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of these questions, you have to really dig deep to find out the true answer. I'd say this could be a pretty successful show. I'm not saying that. It's probably like the best one on here yet.
Yeah. So.
But hey, what do you expect? You finally made $1 and got this house and camera from winning the lottery. Actually, you got the camera from stealing it out of the back of the Prius.
I don't even know that. Okay.
Well, actually, I think they do. I think there's a lot of things they don't know about you. About how you tried to steal a toy unicorn from a girl just because you always wanted one as your dream pet.
Hey, it's saying the song, the ABCs and 25 different lullabies.
No,
25.
it's saying the My Little Pony theme song.
That's one of my favorite theme songs.
So, are there any more things you want to ask me?
There are a few. People have been wondering why you usually wear a mask. Why would you wear that?
I wear the mask because Spider-Man is just my favorite Marvel hero.
Yes.
And just always has been.
One of the most successful comics and movies. So, how would you think that the original creator, Stan Lee, would how much do you think he would make per year? You had to guesstimate.
Well, wouldn't that be the leader of Marvel? Like the creator of Marvel?
Basically.
Well, knowing how many movies come out per year, probably a couple billion from each movie. Because he has movies that come out on DVD that he gets their cuts from whenever somebody buys them. So, yeah, he'd probably be a trillionaire.
I would think so. And thank you for letting me interview you.
mean what? I didn't do anything.
Exactly.
So, what are you going to do now? You sure you don't have any more questions?
I am sore.
Hold on a second. I'll be right back.
Mhm. 1 second.
Dude, get out of here. Okay, there, finally. Wish I could go to the bathroom without somebody spying on me, just like you were spying on that pony from the Prius.
Anyway, so here's my last and final question. What is your dream animal?
That's kind of a random question.
I know.
Griffin.
A griffin.
I mean, they're winged lions with an eagle head. How can you not like them?
Exactly. So,
They're perfect defenders, and they can fly.
it'd be awesome to ride on the back of one of those. So we'll end it with that. Hope you'll see the new episode, which will be airing probably never.
See you later.